And she claimed that this is no interference, and it was just interest, one action of the interest. This was part of the tweet. Oliver Bakavoma, convener of Fix the Country movement, arrested again. I understand it's for a motoring offense, and he's currently on his way to court. I'll be interested to see where this goes. I'll be interested to see where this goes. Then the IGP launched a lengthy and signed. Part of that is part of what the IGP wrote in response to the High Commissioner, the British High Commissioner. Said your comments are were from either a biased or an uninformed position intended to tarnish the reputation of Ghana Police Service and that of the country. What's more, we consider your tweet a violation of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations 1961, which enjoins diplomatic missions not to interfere in the internal affairs of the host country. And for a lot more people, this is a sledgehammer from the IGP. It was just a simple tweet. I'll be interested to see where this goes. And there's a 15 question being that are in waiting for a response from the High Commissioner, which she promises to respond privately, and that I respect. Let's start off with Opi. What's this case about? The tone of that letter, visibly angry, a man that is angry, that's not happy at all about that tweet, and he signed himself. He signed. What do you make of that? Let's start off with the tone of the letter.
Are you saying this is wrong?
No, I said he signed. The tone of the letter.
Ask you what you make of it.
No. The intent with which you're saying it. Are you saying
the intensity?
Yes, with which you're saying
it was intense. So what is your?
Yeah, the letter itself was intense.
Yeah, it's intense.
Are you in my head?
That was intense.
You're not in my head. So
okay,
you
very well.
Let me express what I think.
From where I come from, as a public relations, I'm not expert, but a graduate, I feel the tone of this letter is too harsh.
I don't think so.
Tell me about it.
I don't think so. Why don't I think so? There are processes and procedures diplomats can use to express things that they don't like in a country. The Ghanaian ambassador in Britain cannot go question Boris Johnson why he had a party when COVID action was in place. If he's worried about that, he can do it privately as an ambassador to that country. As an ambassador to our country, she could have gone direct to the IGP and said, Mr. IGP, I'm not happy with this. Privately. First point I want to find out, did she, and you see, when these international foreign ambassadors start talking about this, they know where they are going to.
Where are they going?
And they know what they are, the intent of what they are doing. They have discussed it with their superiors, and they will use it somewhere down the line against the country. They don't just get up and talk for nothing. They don't just get up and talk because they have personal friends in the country. They have personal interest, and they will use it against us in future. You watch. So that's why I'm saying I don't see anything wrong with the tone of what the IGP wrote. 4-page letter
with 15 questions embedded.
15 questions embedded. The first point of call of the British High Commission was to do what? Go privately and ask, look, A, B, C, D, E, what is it?
Is that why I have a challenge, Openi? We had a British High Commissioner in this country, John Benjamin, who was all over the place. Nobody questioned him. But with this, Why is this one of interest?
We've learned our lessons. We've learned our lessons from John Benjamin. We've learned our lessons. If she wants to speak about Ghana's internal affairs, she should naturalize as a Ghanaian. Take the cloak off. Don't hide behind being an ambassador of a country and say what you want to say. If for anything at all, if you feel the president of a country is doing something you don't like, you go straight to him and you discuss it with him behind closed doors. It's not your right. The Vienna Convention doesn't allow you to do that. It's not your right to, in public, especially tweeting for the whole world to think that Ghana is a certain type of country. You are creating some kind of scenario which really might not be on ground, but people will take a certain perception.
Before I even go to Mr. Landing, don't we also tweet about things happening in America, things happening in the UK, where we also believe are wrong?
How many times have you heard our public officials tweeting? Remember, operative word, public officials.
So it's a capacity.
Exactly, but isn't the IGP a public official? Who put the IGP there? Isn't it the president? And are you saying that if he has written this, it would not be in line with what the president is thinking? If we even say that because he put him there. If he has gone ultra virus to what the lady said or did, then maybe we can look at that. What kind of ultra virus statement is in that letter that he wrote? And yes, he's strongly saying we don't like this. This is our own internal affair. Let us deal with it. And anyway, isn't the case in court? Is the case not in court?
No, no, but
is the case not in court?
It is in court. But then he was re-arrested. The arrest again
for a traffic offense.
Yes.
And what did she say there? The word, the phrase that she even used, that I'll wait to see where this goes.
I'll be interested.
What is the interest?
Tell me what the interest is. He's also in the country.
Irrespective, Poku, don't let us take this lightly.
No, it's
what
not
is
likely.
Her interest?
Because I am also surprised.
Wait.
The man is a UK trained lawyer. Let's interrogate. The fact that the UK trained lawyer is neither here nor there. We are all UK trained lawyers. It's neither here nor there. They don't come to our aid when we jump into trouble. It's neither here or there if the UK trained lawyer or not. Will they talk about a Ghanaian trained lawyer if this happened? How many public figures, how many professionals having been caught in traffic offense in the UK? Are you saying that they don't catch Ghanaians in a traffic offense? Does the ambassador say anything about it? I see.
So when she tells us that she's interested to see where this is going, what does she mean? Is she trying to say that his Vormawors arrest initially was a wrong thing? It's none of her business, and he's right to tell her that. Do fear them.
Amen. That's not harsh.
I don't think it's harsh.
Okay, let me take Mr. Landing's thoughts, and I'm looking for where the current president, also, I don't know if it's tweeted about these COVID-19 vaccinations and what the UK was trying to do and what he thought. I'll bring that to you so that we discuss that. But let's deal with Mr. Landon's viewpoint.
Well, Kwaku, personally, I have always been against. Years gone by, we had situations where some of our ministers would be summoned to an embassy, US embassy, British High Commission, over some issue. The ambassador wants to state his position on his unhappiness about the situation. In many instances, I have been very unhappy with those things. I have seen it as some colonialist attitude towards our governments, our sovereign governments. So when some of these missions, foreign missions, issue statements, official statements on some certain things, I respond to them depending on the circumstances of those statements. Where I think there are interferences, I have always had my vehement opposition. And there have been instances where some of those statements have had wording that I have found offensive. coming from some of these missions over the past. Now, today, what happens? We have the official statements and we have tweets that an ambassador may send privately. And now, the nature of diplomacy has evolved a little. Where some of these representatives, whether they're representatives of the big countries or our representatives in other countries, they get involved in quite a bit of local issues as a way of trying to get to know the local situation better, get a better understanding of the local situation. And in the process, they do all kinds of social media. Somebody attends somebody's wedding, they tweet. They attend a party, they tweet. They attend a festival, they tweet. Nobody sees anything wrong with it. So we have accepted the tweets from these people. They tweet at us, we tweet at them. It's not an official statement. It's not it's not an official communique. It's just a tweet. Now, what are we talking about? Vormawors has been accused of treason, and he's going through the process. Then it is heard that he has been arrested for a traffic offense. So a high commissioner says, hey, this man has been arrested for a traffic. I wish to see where it goes. This is the background of the situation. Now, of course, in a situation like this, the police service might want to respond. I would have thought that the public relations department of the police service may have come out with a statement, a tweet.
How different would that be?
No.
Also,
in my opinion,
tweet.
A tweet.
Yeah, okay.
Madam High Commissioner, let us assure you, we want to confirm he has been arrested for a traffic offense, and we will prosecute him under the laws of Ghana. Simple.
And that's it.
That's it.
Don't you think so? He says yes or no. Okay.
That is my opinion.
There is
it's fine.
That is my opinion.
And yes or no.
For the Inspector General himself to respond. You see,
and in this tone,
if the British High Commission had issued a statement about certain ongoings in the police service, Ghanaians have issued very serious issues about some development to the police. People have been arrested or called, let us go to crime scene, and they are killed. It is a matter of concern.
To even add to that, to even add to that, the police, the police's rebuttal to the Ghana Bar Association, a position on the rampant, violent crime during they said there's no upsurge. No data was provided.
This is no upsurge in armed robbery.
No, in violent crimes.
Look, you see,
it's in I could read it to you.
But you see, for me, the response from the Inspector General, I would have expected any Inspector General of the Ghana Police Service, irrespective of who occupies a position, when there's such a response from such a quarters or any other quarters, he will leave it to his public relations to handle it.
Same tweet as well.
Yes,
tweet. Because, let me just read this
4
one to you.
pages signed by the Inspector General himself.
We wish to assure the public that there is no upsurge in crime. That cannot be true. From January till now, we've seen upsurge.
Look,
that cannot be true. And they didn't back it with any data. That was my worry.
Koku, we accept that. We accept.
Well, if you wanted to rebut from the point of view,
the Ghana
would you let me finish?
Okay,
please?
very well, Mr. Landon. Sorry, forgive me.
When the inspector, when the police has an issue, we have the proper appropriate quarters who will respond to it. I mean, they have my worry is that there are things that are worrying us Ghanaians big time. I haven't seen the Inspector General of Police issue a 4-page response to the
absolutely with the tone.
A lot of people are happy that he's been and the tone of the letter. Look, the chief executive of any organization, chief executive of TV Africa, if somebody phones in and tells you off, says anything, a panelist comes here and says whatever.
Philip, you can't compare the two.
I'm making my point.
One has
I am making my point.
Don't shout at me. What was your problem?
No, don't cut me.
Don't shout at me.
Then don't cut
Tell me that you're making your point, but don't shout at me.
No, I will.
You can't shout at me.
When the IGP shouted,
you can't shout at me. Can't shout at me.
When the IGP shouted at British High Commissioner,
that's different. That's different.
You shouted in the
This is
letter.
Ghana.
You
This is
shouted
local.
in the letter.
This is local. Don't shout
Okay,
at me.
Mr. Landy, don't shout at you. And you also don't interject. It's about to conclude.
I won't shout at you.
Yeah.
Friend thing,
And I'm
I'm
sorry if I
that
did.
brother.
Okay, right.
I
That's
promote him in school.
okay, all right, okay.
Let's go.
No, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
And that one,
Let's not fight.
anyway.
Lord have mercy.
No, but you see, seriously,
Right.
I think the response of the Inspector General,
Why?
some of the wording, in my opinion, you see, if it had been a different response from the High Commissioner, yes, there was a lot in what she said, but it was so short. You to put a lot in what you say short. That's how we communicate. You know? But the kind of response he gave, in my opinion, I think was like you described.
However, we have learnt from previous painful experience that it has not been helpful to ignore such misguided, unwarranted,
No.
and biased comments.
But what is unwarranted? Wasn't she stating facts? Wasn't she stating facts?
What's the fact?
The fact was that the man had been arrested for a traffic offense.
Yes.
And so,
and
so
she
the
says-
only thing is that I'll be interested in
what has she said? What has she said?
You are missing the point.
No.
What is the point?
What is behind? I'll be interested in seeing where this goes.
This is not hypocrisy. That's why I said John Benjamin
But what is
had said
behind it?
worse.
So I said we have learned our lessons.
Oh,
please.
We have learned our
We have
lessons.
learnt.
You know something? You know something, Koku? You know something? Go and interview the IGP and ask him why he did that. And then go and interview. They have interviewed the British High Commission. When I was
Yes.
coming out, I heard it.
No, and my point is that he
radio.
can still say what he wants to say to the British High Commission. But I think the tone.
The tone.
It's
the
a
tone.
free world. That is what he felt he should say, and he said it.
We can,
Me, I support
it's a free
him.
world.
Yes,
But you're not having somebody shout.
it's a free world.
Anyways.
No.
It's a free
Well,
world.
03029086007, 03029086007.
You open the floodgates, and others now come falling in.
The floodgate was opened already.
There has to be a point where we say, no, you can't cross this line. We have to. They will do it to us.
You know,
like the American and Canadian embassy are doing to us now with visas.
I want to
Please.
understand what the NDC is trying to do.
I'm
You
not
know
the-
they
I'm
issued-
not the
No, I
NDC.
know. You know what? You know they issued a statement yesterday.
They are supporting the British.
Oh,
High
they
Commission.
issued a
Yes.
statement. Yeah.
They don't
Well,
say
what did they
Because,
say?
you
I'm
see-
interested to know.
Good. I'll read it for you. It's a very lengthy one as
Oh,
well.
then don't want that.
Yeah, a very, very lengthy one. Because under John Mahama, and this is not by defense, such a person, John Benjamin, went on. They could also say that tweets such as that from John Benjamin had affected their
They
chances.
decided not to do anything about it.
No, but the police is not done.
This IGP
Will not take
no,
nonsense.
this IGP feels that he needs to do something about it. He's done something about it. Period.
No, but he could
Let's
say
leave
the
it
same-
there.
He could say it. He could let her know that.
Why didn't the
That's
British High Commissioner,
a different choice
if,
of
if she had a problem with it, go see him one-on-one, and depending on the answers he gave, come and tell us? Did she do that? She's sitting in her office and she gives a tweet just like that. This is a public figure. This is issues that have to deal with our country. And if you have something you don't like it, go and ask. If the president said something today, would she have come out and tweeted? Would she go up to the president and tell him that, look, Mr. President, this thing you're doing is not right. I'm against it. Let's discuss it. Please.
I see. Okay, so we are clearly divided on what it is. For me, I feel just as
They
Mr.
won't
Lanning has
accept
said.
it in their country, so we can't accept it here. Period. They will not accept it in their country,
Right.
So we should not accept it here.
But
What is good for the goose is good for the
So
gander.
you mean His Excellency Papo Sankuma cannot tweet if he sees something wrong in his area?
as to whether they accept it as well.
They'll take him on. They'll take him on.
They'll sack him.
It's the same way. It's the same way they are trying to push this IGBTQL thing down our throats.
Of course, that one I will
It's the
do.
same way.
We're also in this
And we-
country.
and
I asked Professor Vladimir yesterday. We're in this country where we heard a lot more of some two. I'm sure the Australian embassy, who was superintending over activities of LGBTQ.
No, it wasn't Australian. Australian in the Spanish embassy
Absolutely.
have indicated
Listen.
that,
Yes,
and
yes.
we are saying that it won't happen.
But we never said.
yes.
But I've heard parliamentarians talk about
It
it.
was only the man, the proponent of that particular bill, the forerunner of that, Sam George Jatta,
Yeah.
who went out against
Yes, he
them.
went out against
we
them.
had no
Is he not
one
support that? We never support that.
Is he not a parliamentarian? Does he not have a public position?
Well,
Was it Kwame Jantua who did it?
the
He was a
police, is it not
parliamentarian.
illegal to do? Why didn't the police also issue a 4-page?
Why should they?
They have to.
Why should they?
They have to.
The Inspector General Police
See,
feels
let us
that
not
this
mix.
goes right to the eye of policing in this country,
I see.
of criminal what you call in this country, and he's responded.
Okay.
Let's take it like that.
All right.
Move on.
Well, he's
So I think we are divided on this. For me, I agree. Let there be a response by the tone of the letter and all that. That's all I.